Trust me, all the pressure is built up in your anus, and once you relax that, you are ready to do some
That was built up in my dick.
Oh, well, that too. Yeah.
And welcome back to the second half of part one of a two-part series on the murders of Biggie Small and Tupac. Obviously, as you have seen part one, we're covering Biggie Smalls this week. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Jake, what do you think about it so far? What do you think about this case?
So far, I think we have some pretty interesting theories. I definitely think there's some big cover-up, definitely, for sure. We're going to talk about some more theories coming up here, but I don't know, that I'm pretty sold on that first theory, though. I'll tell you what, I want to hear the rest of them, but I don't know, man. That first one, pretty sold on.
So, let's actually just get right back into theories, alright? I hope your lights are still off, because we're going to go right back into theories about who killed Christopher Wallace, a.k.a. the Notorious B.I.G., a.k.a. Biggie Smalls.
I hope you're still spooky and still gangster, so let's go.
Alright, so my second favorite theory, if this is the one that I believe that if that first theory that I covered, the one with like David Mack and Amir Muhammad and Suge Knight and all of those people, this is the one that I believe would be next in line to be true.
Yes.
So this theory states that Suge Knight hired Bloods, specifically a gangster by the name of Poochie, as well as using one of his baby mamas as kind of like a distraction.
Yeah.
In order to kill Biggie to avenge Tupac's murder because he believed that Biggie and Puffy were actually connected to the Tupac murder.
Okay.
So in this theory, it basically states that Tupac's baby mama, I don't remember her name. I'm not even going to try and remember it. I'm not going to search it. Was used as kind of like a diversion and was used to also figure out what car Biggie was going to be in. Poochie was driving in the black Impala and shot Biggie.
Yeah. Okay.
And that why am I saying Tupac? Suge was paying Poochie numerous installments of anywhere from $2,000 to $7,000 per payment while he was still in jail. Because Suge Knight was in jail at this point in time.
Oh, okay.
He was in jail over a fight that happened at the MGM the night that Tupac died. Because he was involved with it, he actually kicked Orlando Anderson, who was believed to be the shooter for Tupac's murder.
But we're going to get into that.
But we'll get into that.
Into the next episode.
We'll get into that later. And he was sentenced to 15 years.
Now, see, this guy's just insanely shady. You're involved. You're at both scenes of the crime. I mean, not at, but you're just somehow connected to both of these. Like, it's definitely got to be something with this dude, this Suge Knight guy. I mean, for sure. I mean, how are you involved in both of these things and then try to claim that you're not really, you didn't have something to do with it?
Well, I mean, Suge was literally right next to Tupac when Tupac was shot. So, yeah. So I definitely see where you're coming from.
And then you're saying that these guys that shot Biggie were involved with Suge Knight is what,
yes.
is basically what you're saying.
In both of these theories, in both of these theories, one, they're security officers that were hired from the LAPD to work security for Death Row at these functions, and then the other theory, it's a Blood member, and Suge Knight had ties to Bloods, and it's believed that Death Row, there are people out there, and I'm personally one of them, that believe that Death Row was also a part of a ring of a Blood gang. So, which is evident by the fact that Snoop Dogg is a Blood. Believe Dr. Dre had ties to the Bloods. I could be very wrong, but don't quote me on that. I know Snoop Dogg had ties to Bloods though. So, and Suge Knight also had ties to Bloods and was friends with many Bloods. So, yeah, he used his ties in that gang to carry out the hit on Tupac.
So, do you think that was his motivation to have a hit on Biggie?
What, to avenge Tupac's death? Or
yes, but was it like? Do you think it was gang related? Because you said that Biggie had some ties to Crips, more or less.
I don't think it was gang related.
You don't think it was okay?
No, I do not. I think that this is a professional hit for reasons outside of just you have ties to a gang that I don't like. So that's what I think. I think that this is more so about avenging Tupac's death.
Okay.
Because many people believe that Biggie is involved in Tupac's death, and even potentially ordered a hit on Tupac. And so obviously, like, you could definitely see where Suge is coming from because of, like, Who Shot You, Tupac being shot before, the release of the song Who Shot You, as I just stated, and then, you know, just a couple of years later, Tupac is shot in Vegas.
Not that that's funny at all, but you know what? This is a terrible preemptive statement. But have you ever seen that? This reminds me of that Key and Peele sketch. Have you ever seen with what is it? It's Michael. What the fuck is his name? Not Jordan Peele. Who's the other one? Michael Key from Key and Peele. He's interviewing Jordan Peele, and he's
Kenan
Jordan
Thompson.
Peele. No, from Key and Peele. You've never seen Key and Peele?
No.
What?
No.
You don't know what Key and Peele is?
I know what Key and Peele is, but I don't.
Are you fucking with me right now?
Really, the only ones that I ever. I know who it. Okay, I know who you're. I know. Okay, now that I'm thinking about it, I know who you're talking about, and it's not Kenan Thompson, obviously. No. But.
No. Okay. Well, no. But they do it. I'll just say it as broadly as I can. No, they just do this skit where it's a cop interviewing not a gangster, like a rapper, and he's like, you literally have an album called "Yo, I Shot This Dude," and he's like, okay, well, can you explain why these lyrics are? I was at the MGM last night and I shot this dude in the face. I wonder if that's a parody of that. Just kind of reminds me.
It is definitely because it actually is because Tupac was shot outside of the MGM Grand Casino.
I mean that was just. I don't know the skit word for word, but yeah. My point is, I'm sure that's a parody of that. That's funny though. I've never made that connection until now.
There are like 3 skits that I know from Key and Peele. Substitute Teacher, obviously.
Oh, everyone knows that. Okay.
Everybody knows Substitute Teacher. The guy ordering pizza.
Oh yeah.
And then there's one more that I know, but I cannot remember the name of it.
The sweating one is fantastic.
I think I've seen the sweating one once or twice. Yeah.
It's like the wife in Jordan Peele.
Maybe. I would need to see it to think of remembering it, and we're not watching it right now. We'll watch it after this.
Ah, damn.
Well, I don't want to get copyrighted by Key and Peele.
No, you're right. They will definitely sue us.
If they even find out.
Yeah, whatever.
But we're not doing it anyway, so we're not going to find out.
Dude, I just want some fruit snacks.
I'm eating a fruit snack.
You know what? Welch's Fruit Snacks. Maybe you'll sponsor us. Still haven't gotten an email from Bang yet, and it's been a couple months, so who knows? Shot in the dark, maybe, but fuck it. Okay, one more thing. If you're not Welchin', you're belchin'. Keep going. Boom! Oh! That's my thing now.
If you ain't banging, you ain't hanging. Okay, so another theory is that actually Puffy, the CEO of Bad Boy Records, who Biggie was actually tied to, ordered the hit on Biggie because A, his music would be worth more posthumously, and sorry, my nose got clogged for a minute.
Allergy season.
Yeah, it's just you may just have COVID and I didn't know it.
Yeah, you're probably just giving me COVID virus. I can't say that. Ooh.
COVID virus?
Yeah.
COVID virus.
I can't say the other thing because YouTube. Anyways.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't know, but he had the 2 reasons because Biggie's music would be worth more posthumously, and it was rumored that Biggie was actually considering leaving Bad Boy Records.
Oh, so they were just trying to milk him for money by killing him.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't believe that's true though, because Puffy genuinely cared for Biggie, obviously because he was the guy that took Puffy to the moon. He was because Bad Boy had a reputation before them. They were one of the biggest labels in rap. But then they signed Biggie, and it was like when Death Row signed Tupac. It was literally the same thing. Death Row signed Tupac after Suge Knight bailed Tupac out of jail, and suddenly Death Row's stock skyrocketed. When Bad Boy signed Biggie, their stock skyrocketed, and they became one of the biggest rap labels in the entire country.
Yeah, I don't see them killing him over that. I mean, maybe that was that sounds like something that it was joked about in a room.
Yeah,
you know? Or some crazy idiot proposed that to somebody.
It's like one of those
the wrong person heard it. You know what I mean?
It's like those those stupid conspiracy theories that just come out of nowhere. Where it's like, why the fuck did you even consider this?
Yeah, that doesn't sound too legitimate.
Yeah, I don't think it's legit. I think that the following theory that I'm going to say is probably a little bit more likely, but the next theory, obviously, the big one is that Biggie is still alive and in Cuba with Tupac still.
Can you do that one more time?
Cuba? Sounds like I'm saying Cubano and just forgetting to put no after it. Cuba?
So Biggie's hiding out in Cuba somewhere.
Yeah, the rumor is that him and Tupac are all in Cuba right now, and they're just kind of chilling, laid back, like just because
I've heard that about Tupac. I've never heard that about Biggie, though.
Yeah, I mean, like it was the same thing with God, how many people? Elvis, Hitler. Anytime that somebody famous dies, it's like they're alive in some South American or Caribbean country.
They didn't find Hitler's body, though.
They did not find Hitler's body.
So that's like that's a weird thing about that.
Yeah. But the thing is that because two of Biggie's biggest albums, Life After Death and Ready to Die, are obviously dealing with death.
Yeah, I was just going to say that's a really unfortunate title.
And here's actually the thing. Life After Death was what they were celebrating. The after party at the Peterson Automotive Museum was an after party for the Soul Train Awards, as well as a release party for Life After Death.
The irony, man. God,
so
the irony.
That's where the connection comes in. It's like, oh, he literally just released an album called Life After Death, obviously faking his own death and having a life after death, quote unquote, is what people thought that he was doing.
See, this has been thrown around a lot. Like, everyone talks about, oh yeah, Biggie and Tupac, they're still alive, hanging out on an island somewhere. But like, man, I don't know. I mean, that's like, I feel like eventually you're gonna find out. Like, especially in our day and age, like, eventually someone's gonna figure that out.
And I mean,
I feel like that would have been.
There's been sightings of both of them. I don't know why I left Safari for a second, because that's literally where I was going. So let me look up Biggie sighting really quickly, and let me show you. Why am I on news? So that's Biggie, obviously back in the 90s.
Okay. And that's like a more recent picture?
That's a very recent picture. This is 20 years after his murder. This is back in 2017, I believe. And it's rumored that is Biggie Smalls. And I mean, obviously it looks like him.
It does look like him. Let me ask you this. Did they ever recover a body?
Like, he was pronounced dead at an actual hospital. So
Did he have a funeral, though? Did his family see him?
I don't know that much.
You don't know?
I don't know that much now.
Because I'd be interested to look into that, you know? If what does his family have to say about all this, these theories? That's something I'm curious about.
Well, I would be, honestly, very surprised if this were true, because that would mean that he's out of his kid's life, out of his wife's life, and out of his mom's life. And his mom was, like, very huge in his life. Because Biggie's dad wasn't around throughout his life. I believe he left when he was 2. And his mom, he didn't have any other siblings, from what I know. So Biggie literally only had his mom, Valletta Wallace, throughout his entire life.
That's why I think it's just unlikely that he would do that.
Yeah. And plus, like, obviously I mentioned the wrongful death lawsuit. Like, you don't sue a city for a wrongful death lawsuit in which you would be paid out $400 million if you won.
Yeah.
If you know that your son's alive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like, that literally would have bankrupted LA.
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
there's no way. Yeah.
So, I don't think that it's very likely. Because it's, like, there's just so much around the case itself. I think with Tupac, it makes a little bit more sense because there was no wrongful death lawsuit. It came out recently that they won back, like, the money for his estate. Like, back his estate, which included a lot of, quote, unreleased music, and which was enough to make, like, 2 or 3 new albums.
Wow.
And somebody... It was like a joke, and you can tell that it was a joke, but it was actually, like, kind of a good point. It's like, what if it's not unreleased and it's just new? Think about it.
Yeah.
And so, I think that Tupac being alive in Cuba has a bit more ground to it, but because of all the surrounding factors with Biggie and how his wife, his kids, and his mom would have to know that, and all the surrounding things that they did after the shooting, I think that is it. He's almost certainly dead.
Yeah, I would say he's definitely dead. I think it's a nice pipe dream, but besides that,
it's great to think, because it's like, it kind of saves your, like, idea of humanity a little bit, and it's like, oh, they didn't actually kill one of the biggest rappers of all time.
you know, it's always sad when you hear that someone like this has passed away. I mean, even like people who did crappy things in their life, it's still like they brought such great music to the world.
Yeah.
Like even like Michael Jackson, like is confirmed basically at this point to be like a child molester.
Yes.
Is that what
he was a child molester,
I didn't
predator,
see that.
pedophile, whatever.
I didn't see that documentary, honest to God, but. But, like, you know, it's still, he brought such great music to the world and stuff. It's like, you gotta separate the art from the artist. It's still something sad that happens, and it's upsetting.
I hate to bring up, like, Kanye dying again, but it's like if Kanye were to die, like, obviously, you know, he's a major Trump supporter.
And he's just, I mean, let's be real, he's a piece of shit human being.
Yeah.
But it would still be sad.
I mean, he did just pay for George Floyd's daughter's college tuition.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
That's a great thing.
I gotta hand him that.
Like, I think Kanye's bad shit. I'm gonna say that right now. He's crazy, but again, like he's brought so much influence to hip hop in general, and just life with Yeezy and all of his brand deals with Nike and Adidas and many other companies as well. Like, he's brought so much to culture that it would be huge and devastating for everybody. Yeah, it was such, and obviously, you know. I don't want to say this because it would still be a great deal. Kanye's in his 40s. Imagine that happening like almost 20 years ago.
Oh, Kanye getting killed like 20 years ago? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like imagine like Kanye getting killed like right after he released Graduation.
Oh, that would be, you know, that is terrible to say, but it would probably be even more impactful just because he was so young, you know? I mean, now, that's hard. I don't know what would be more impactful, honestly.
It's hard because it's like, and I don't want to think that one would be more impactful because that's obviously a very shitty thing to think.
Wow.
But like,
I literally just said that 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, that's why I said it.
what I mean by that is how much it would shock the public. Like, would it shock them more now? Because
I think it would shock them more now.
I mean, he's like, let's be real, he's probably the biggest rapper on the scene right now.
Drake.
Yeah, okay.
Drake's bigger.
Okay. But still, I mean, he's like up there. He's you know, top 5. Let's say that. I mean, it would still be insane if that happened. I feel like it would. I don't know. I feel like it would be way more of a shock to the system.
Yeah.
Back when he just came out, though.
But it was
fresh.
Like Biggie was, like I said before, it was so devastating for Biggie because he's 24 years old. He's only been rapping for 7 years at this point in time.
So he was still really fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and that was 23 years ago, and we're still talking about it. So I mean, I don't know. Interesting.
And actually, just so you guys know, I got a lot of the information that I have on Biggie and Tupac from the docu-series Unsolved, the murder of Christopher Wallace. It's on Netflix. It's a mini-series that was originally presented on, I believe, either Fox or HBO, one of those two. Yeah, definitely go check it out. Search Unsolved, Biggie Smalls. It's a great series, honestly. And it goes really in depth. I believe there's 10 episodes. Definitely go watch it. I've watched it like 5 times. It's really good.
Ooh, very cool.
And you have to check it out too.
I have not seen it yet, so I'll definitely have to check it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's a very great series.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, thank you guys for watching the episode on Biggie Smalls. As previously stated, we will be coming out with a part 2 to this series, covering the murder of Tupac at a later date. So yeah, keep your eyes out for that. Meanwhile, comment on this video, subscribe to Unbranded News and Media, share this video with your friends, ignore the fact that I stuttered through half of it. I've been awake for a long time already, so don't judge me.
Those bangs are keeping you alive right now.
Pretty much, yeah. This was the first time in months that I woke up before 10 o'clock, so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Dude, this pandemic's got my sleep schedule all over the place.
It's got me
Holy crap.
fucked up. Dude.
I was so hungover because I went to Put in Bay on Wednesday, I believe. Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't even know what day it is anymore.
It's Friday today, so
yeah. I literally slept for 12 hours yesterday, like
Dude,
little
so
naps.
nice.
Yeah, and I had like a 6-hour sleep that I just woke up from. So I feel great right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
I might do that. Not get hungover, but I might just like sleep a lot.
Get hungover and then sleep for 12 hours the next day.
I mean, I can't say that I'm gonna get hungover because I'm 20. So.
Oh, you don't want to? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple months. We'll fix that.
8 months?
8 months.
About 8 months, yeah.
Okay.
About 8 months till I can do that.
Oh, dude.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I said before, like this video, comment, subscribe to Unbranded News and Media, share this video with your friends, finish the rest of Serial Killer Chronicles, and catch up on cases such as Jeffrey Dahmer, Ted Bundy, Zodiac, just to name a few. subscribe to Killjoy Jake on YouTube. How many subscribers you at now? What's your live count?
I'm almost at 700. I'm at like 690 something right now.
Get him to 700, guys.
Guys, we are very close to 1,000 on Killjoy Jake, and I would love to get there. Look at that. I just got another one. I just refreshed the page, and I got another subscriber.
Yeah,
so
he's at 693. Get him to 700 by the end of whenever this comes out. By the end of the week of whenever this comes out. And follow him on Instagram at Killjoy_Jake. Follow me on Instagram at TheRealMikeHook. Yeah, take care, guys, and we'll see you next time on Serial Killer Chronicles.
Peace out.